guys, Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a full face using the most expensive makeup in my collection. So if you want to see that, then keep watching. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. All right, let's get into it. In this box, I have my most expensive makeup product in each category. So I'm going to do my full face of makeup. This is the end result, and show you guys the most expensive product in each category as I go along. There's going to be some that are amazing, and there's going to be definitely some that are total flops that I need to just declutter. So let's get into it. I will link every product that I mentioned down below in the bottom bar in case you are looking for it. I'll also include shade names and everything like that. So everything that you need to know will be down there. There are a couple of products that I did full videos on, so as I talk about them, I will link them up in the cards and also down below. For moisturizer, I'm going to use the Origins Original Skin Matte Moisturizer. I do have a glowy primer, so I wanted to use my matte moisturizer just so I'm not using too many glowy products and making myself super oily. I'm gonna let that moisturizer just kind of dry and sink into my skin for a minute. I will just tell you, for primer, I'm going to use the Burberry Fresh Glow. This is in the shade 01 Nude Radiance. So I'm gonna use this as my primer. And this is a very glowy primer. I do really like this primer. I think that because I have more oily skin, I don't use it a ton unless my skin is feeling dry, or in the summer I like a more radiant look. Now that my skin is prepped, we're gonna go in with makeup, and I have to say that when I first thought about doing this video, I was really excited to kind of but use all of my most expensive products because I assumed that they were all products that I loved. But this is what I get for not decluttering fast enough. I got the Marc Jacobs Shameless Foundation. I was so excited to try this out. I have mine in the shade Light Y270, and I seriously couldn't have been more excited. This is what the packaging looks like. I love the packaging. It's a squeezy tube. It comes out, it's plastic. It's like the perfect travel packaging, but I just do not like this foundation at all. And so once I started actually going through and pulling products for this video, I was like, oh, I have to use that one. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of this foundation. I've tried it a bunch of different ways. In order for it to work for me, I've had to mix it with other products. I can't just use it on its own, which that's what I'm gonna do today because that's what this video is. But this does give you like a medium-ish, light to medium coverage. I wouldn't say it's full coverage at all. It just leaves my skin, like the texture, looking really terrible. That's the reason I didn't like it. And I had such high hopes for this foundation. I was so excited to try it out. But I honestly, save your money. There's a couple other Marc Jacobs products that I'm going to use today that I absolutely swear by and love. But this is just not one of them. Okay, so that's one layer. I am going to do another layer and just try to get a little bit more coverage out of this. Okay, so that is 2 layers in the areas that I needed more coverage. It's kind of broken up on my nose. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see that. And then on my chin, it's a little bit broken up, not broken out. I just don't like this foundation. This is just, for me, proof that you can buy a $46 foundation and it's not necessarily going to work for you. There's tons of other foundations that I like that are less expensive and for me work better. I forgot to say the prices of the first 2 products that I used. So the matte moisturizer is $34, and then the primer is $48, and then the foundation that I just used was $46. Okay, so now we're gonna move on and do the contour with my Burberry Face Contour. This is in the shade Medium 01. This is just a contour stick. So I'm going to put this in the hollows of my cheeks. All right, and then I'm going to blend that out. I do really like this product. I think it blends out beautifully. I don't necessarily think that it's worth the price tag. This is $37. I can't remember if I said that already, but I think that it just kind of a little bit disappears once you blend it out, which Obviously you don't want it to do that. I only have a couple of powders in my collection. Powder just doesn't really excite me that much. So the most expensive one I have is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. This retails for $38. And I'm actually almost out of this one, so I'm going to have to pick up another one. But I'm just going to lightly put this all over my skin. All right, moving on to bronzer. I actually just picked this up from the VIB sale last weekend, I think. And this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer. And I got it in the shade Luminous Bronze Light. I have not put this on my face yet. I did swatch it, and it looked more glittery than I was expecting it to. So, well, see, now it doesn't. Maybe it was just like the overspray on it or something. I don't know, but yesterday when I swatched it, it seemed really glittery and I was really worried about it. But I have such high hopes for this. I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to go in with my EcoTools full powder brush and pick some of this up and then just kind of lighten up my entire, or warm up my entire face. So this is definitely a warmer shade than a lot of the bronzers that I have. Oh, and this retails for $50. So far, I think I really like this. I do want to use it again on a different base because these aren't the products that I wear every day, so it's kind of hard to tell how much I would like it if I wear it on top of a foundation that I really love. I do think it looks really pretty on the skin so far though. I'm really excited about it. I'm so happy to have it in my collection. And while I'm in there, I'm actually just gonna pick up a fluffy brush and get the creases out of my eyelids and just kind of like set and put this into the crease. I'm not being precise at all, just kind of messily putting it in there. Moving on to blush. This is one of my favorite blushes of all time. It is the Marc Jacobs Air Blush. This is in the shade 504 Kink and Kisses. And I am just going to take my Morphe E4 and just kind of swipe all the way across. I just think that this is like the perfect rosy cheek color. It's really pretty pink, and I think it leaves your skin just looking luminous and healthy and just kind of gives some life into your cheeks. I can't remember if I said that that retails for $42. Apparently I'm really bad at mentioning the prices as I go. All right, this highlight is also one of my absolute favorites. This is actually the most expensive product I'm going to use today. It is the Burberry Fresh Glow Highlighter. I have mine in the shade 04 Rose Gold, and this retails for $68, which is insane. I realize that, but it is just such a gorgeous highlighter, and I'm just obsessed with it. When I was picking out the products for this video, I wasn't sure if my Hourglass, the Vanish Stick Foundation, I have it in Champagne Flash, that's like my all-time favorite highlighter I think I've ever used. But this is right up there, like those two, this one and that one are my two absolute favorites. That one is a cream, and I didn't know which one would be more expensive. And this one is by a long shot. But I do think that the Hourglass one, since it is a cream, not everyone is up for using a cream highlight. So if you want to splurge on something, this is a gorgeous highlighter. I'm going to set my face. I always do this before I do my eye makeup. Setting sprays for me are like powders. They're not like super exciting to me. So I'm going to use the Urban Decay All Nighter. This is the only like even slightly high-end setting spray that I have, and this retails for $32. And then I'm just going to take my EcoTool sponge and blend this back out. This kind of just melts all of the makeup together. Moving on to eyeshadow, I have two eyeshadow products I'm going to use. The first one is the Tarte Tartelette in Bloom palette. This retails for $46. It comes with 12 shades, a big mirror. I've talked about this a million times over. So I'm going to use this. The other eyeshadow I'm going to use is a single liquid eyeshadow. This is from Armani. It retails for $39. And I have it in the shade 12. I think that's just it. But since this is just a single, like this will be the lid shade, I needed something to supplement it, which is why I'm going to use the palette. So going in, I'm just going to take Smarty Pants and put this all over my crease. And then I'm going to go in with Rebel, which is this shade, and just kind of do this on the outer portion of my crease, just to build a little bit of dimension. And then with a more precise brush, I'm going to go into Activist, which is this really dark brown shade, and put this on the outer V. I haven't used this palette that much since I got the Maneater 2 palette because I'm just obsessed with that one, but I forgot how much I like this one. That one just kind of took its place, and this one is so good too. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the Armani eyeshadow, and I'm just going to place this on the lids with the doe foot, and then I'm going to pat it in with my ring finger. I actually really love this. I just don't use it that much because that means I have to pull out another product and I'm lazy. So I was trying to think of another excuse, but there really isn't one. The least amount of products that I have to use, the better. Okay, so this is what it looks like all over my lids. I think it's super pretty. For eyeliner, I originally thought I was going to use a liquid liner, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna take the IT Cosmetics. This is the No Tug Waterproof Gel Eyeliner. I'm gonna take this. It retails for $22. I'm gonna put this on my upper lash line and then just smudge it out. All right, I'm just taking a smudge brush and I'm just going to smudge that out a little bit. All right, for mascara, I'm going to use the Lancome. This is the Sills Booster XL. I'm going to use this primer first. I just curled my lashes, and I don't use eyeliner or mascara primer all the time, but I figured I may as well today. And then for mascara, I'm going to go in with the Givenchy Phenomenize mascara, and this has a very interesting wand. I actually just got this yesterday, so I tried it out one time. I haven't tried it out since then, and this retails for $32. I have had more expensive mascaras in my collection before, but mascara is something obviously that dries out and goes bad more quickly, so this is the most expensive one in my collection at the moment. So the thing that I noticed about this mascara is since the wand is this like small circular wand, you can't get all of your lashes at once like a normal wand. So I feel like it takes longer to apply the mascara. I do think it's really good for the inner lashes because you can get really in there and get every single lash. Okay, I'm gonna wait for that to dry before I do another layer. In the meantime, I'm going to go in with a smudge brush. This is the Real Technique smudge brush, and go in and kind of emulate what I did on my lids on my lower lash line. So I'm going to go into Rebel and just blend this out under my lash line. And then I'm going to go into Activist and do this just on the outer like third or half of my eye. Okay, now I'm gonna do the lips while I am still waiting for that mascara to fully dry, and then I'll do a second coat of mascara on the top and then do a coat on the bottom. So for lips, I'm going to do the Marc Jacobs Pout Liner. This is in the shade Nudist. I've talked about this product a million times. I'm obsessed with it, so I'm going to line my lips with this. This retails for $24. Next, I'm going to go in with my Burberry. This is the Lip Color Contour in the shade Medium 03, and this is kind of like a stick matte lipstick. So I'm just gonna fill in my lips the rest of the way. And this product retails for $31. And then lastly, since I don't wear matte lips very often, I'm going to go in with a gloss over top. This is the Buxom Full-On Lip Polish in the shade Sophia. This retails for $20. And I'm obsessed with this. I don't really like matte lips on me that much, so I usually put a gloss over them. Okay, I did the second coat of my mascara. I'm just gonna go in and do my bottom lashes. And last but not least, I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel and just set my brows. Okay, so this is the finished makeup look. I'm just gonna go one by one through the products and tell you guys if I actually think they're worth the money or not. Okay, $34 for the moisturizer, 100%. Every single time. I will continue to rebuy this and always have it in my collection. The primer for $48. I do really like this. If you have dry skin or really like luminous finishes, I think that this could be worth it. I also really like the Becca Backlit Primer. Priming filter. That's really good too. It's less expensive and I think it's a pretty much the same product. So if you want something like that, I would try that one out first before splurging on something like this for a primer. The Marc Jacobs foundation for $46, absolutely not. Even if this was $10, I would say don't buy it. I do not like the formula. It didn't work for my skin. Maybe there's something that I could do to make it work for me, but the only thing that I have found on how it will work for my skin type is to mix it with another product. And if I'm going to spend $46 on a foundation, I don't want to mix it with another product. I want it to work on its own. The packaging gets an A+, but the product gets a failing F. The Burberry contour stick for $37. I think that there are other contour sticks that are less expensive and do a better job. I do like this, but I don't think it's worth $37. The Laura Mercier translucent powder for $38. Yes, and yes, and yes. I have had like 3 or 4 of these. I love it. I will continue to use this. I think it's totally worth the money. It will set your makeup, doesn't give you flashback, and it is just an amazing, amazing product. The Hourglass bronzer, like I said, I swatched it last night when I got it in the mail and it looked a lot more shimmery than it does today. I really, really liked it. I think that it was really pretty on my skin. I am still testing it out though, so I will give you guys my final verdict in a couple of weeks after I use it a couple more times on foundations that I really love, just so I have kind of like my normal base of makeup and I can judge it off of that. The Marc Jacobs Air Blush for $42. Yes, I absolutely love this product. I love that you can use the dark, just the light, or swirl them together for 3 different looks. I love this. I can't say enough good things about it. I highly recommend it if you want to splurge on a blush. Try this one out. The Burberry Highlight for $68. I am obsessed with this. The rose gold is just the prettiest color. It gives your skin the most beautiful sheen. I think it is gorgeous. It's one of my favorite highlighters. If you want to splurge on a highlight, I highly, highly recommend trying this one out. I will say this is my favorite Burberry product that I've ever tried. The Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray for $32. Absolutely. This will make your makeup last all day. It will seriously just like melt your makeup into your skin and it does not budge. I cannot recommend this enough. The Giorgio Armani eyeshadow, I do really like this, but I don't think that it's worth $39 for one shade. If this is gonna be your everyday eye look, then sure, why not? But if you plan on using a bunch of different looks, then I think you can get something similar to this in other palettes, which actually, I'm just gonna do a little test right now. This is the Giorgio Armani one. And then in the Tarte Tartelette in Bloom, which is $46, which I also talked about today, I absolutely recommend this, one of my absolute favorite eyeshadow palettes of all time. I'm gonna go into Funny Girl, which is this one. I didn't look at the rest of my eyeshadows. This is just what I have in front of me. So I'm just going to put them side by side and kind of show you a comparison. And keep in mind, you can use these shadows wet if you wanted to. So this is Funny Girl. And it's blended out. Let me just blend out the Armani one. So this is what they look like side by side. The Armani one definitely has more of a sheen to it, but this one also still shimmers really, really, really pretty. So I think that because you can get a similar look for a lower price point and just have it in a palette already, why not just get the palette? You can spend $39 on one shadow or $46 for an entire palette, and right off the bat, in the first palette I grab, there's a shimmer shade that looks similar enough to this that I don't think this is worth buying. This eyeliner from IT Cosmetics, it's the No Tug Waterproof Gel Liner. I love this stuff. I think that it's super black. It goes over any shimmer shadows you have, and it doesn't break up or make you go over it a million times like a lot of other liners do. So I really like this. It smudges out beautifully, but then once it's set, it's set, and then you don't have to continue to worry about it going anywhere. It's just gonna stay in place for the rest of the day. Oh, that eyeliner was $22. The Lancome Sills Booster XL Primer, this is $25.50. I don't think that you have to spend this much money on a primer. So I would pass on this, but I would try out a different primer. I will link a couple down below in the bottom bar. The Givenchy mascara for $32. I personally don't like this wand. I think it's really great for your bottom lashes, but for your top lashes, I just think it was harder to apply the mascara. So I personally don't think that this is worth the money, but there are so many other high-end mascaras that I absolutely love, so I will link a couple of those down below. Or if you want to save your money, go for the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. It's such a good drugstore mascara. The Marc Jacobs Pout Liner in Nudist. I'm obsessed with this. It's $24. I think it's worth every single penny. I am obsessed, obsessed, obsessed with this lip liner. The Burberry Lip Color Contour in Medium. This is something I could go without. It's $31, and sure, it's fine, but it's not something that I feel like I have to have in my collection. The Buxom Full On Lip Polish, I've talked about this a million times as well. Absolutely highly recommend. It comes in so many shades. I also love the Full On Lip Creams. They are just such a good formula. They smell like cake, and they are just so, so, so good. And lastly is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. This is $22, and I really, really love this stuff. I have naturally bigger brows, and so to get the hairs to stay in place is a huge struggle for me, and this stuff absolutely keeps it in place. I will say that it does feel like you have hairspray in your brows, so if you don't like feeling like your brows are really set, then you probably wouldn't like this product. Alrighty guys, that is everything for this video. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope it was helpful for you. I just feel like this is proof that not every single product that's high-end is actually worth the money. You can find so many amazing drugstore products that are so much better than the products that I talked about today. Some of them are so amazing and have a place in my heart. I feel like I need them in my collection, but there's definitely some that I could take them or leave them. So if you guys want me to do a drugstore version of this video, please let me know down below. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.